economic data continues to come in kind of in line with expectations. There's not any real, stress in terms of the markets themselves, particularly in the credit related areas. If you look at credit spreads, those remain exceptionally bullish here. So again, there's no sign of risk in the market currently. So here's what you need to know before the bell this morning. Markets continue to really be in a very low volatility advance, continuing to climb right along that 20-day moving average. We look to open up this morning, and right now the implied open for the NASDAQ is up about 82 points. The S&P is going to be up about 10 to 15 points this morning at the open. So again, you're going to have a fairly strong open. Markets are going to hit all-time highs today, still right within this trend channel. We'll see how the rest of this week plays out, particularly as we start to get ready for earnings season, which will actually kind of start next week. We'll start getting first quarter earnings reports. But overall, again, the market is continuing just to floating higher at this point. There's not a lot at this moment to undermine that rally. Again, economic data continues to come in kind of in line with expectations. There's not any real stress in terms of the markets themselves, particularly in the credit related areas. Take a look at credit spreads. Those remain exceptionally bullish here. So again, there's no sign of risk in the market currently. Volatility dropped down last week. We're trading right along around 13 on the VIX. That dropped down below that. We closed the week last week near some of the lower levels that we've seen in volatility. Again, this is just kind of that ongoing decline of this kind of concern about the market. There isn't one. Bullish sentiment continues to remain very high. If you take a look at professional investors, they're now running at 103% allocation. So now they're leveraged in this market. So again, just everything is about as bullish as it can get in the markets right now. There's no concern. There's no risk. There's absolute certainty by most investors this market can only go higher. As we talked about before, we're getting Facebook posts about it's so easy. I just throw money at the market. It just goes up. Doesn't matter what I buy. That's where we are in the markets. Again, nothing wrong with that, but that type of environment typically leads to a correction of some sort. So again, just be cautious here as a function of investing. Don't take on too much risk here. This is easy at this point to get very bullish. In fact, I've got some investing lessons coming out later this week that we'll go over as well, because Mother's Day is fast approaching, be right around the corner here. So I've got some investing lessons from your mother coming out on Friday, but it's just kind of apropos for this market, because again, as we continue to have this advance, this low volatility advance, this is very easy to just kind of start ignoring the portfolio. But that's exactly the time that you don't want to do that, because again, it's when you begin when complacency sets into your own portfolio management, that's when something tends to happen and you get a correction. And again, corrections are going to be fairly minor, 5 to 10%. They're going to feel much worse than that because you've gone such a long period of time without having one. When you do get a correction, it's going to feel terrible. It'll just feel like you're losing money everywhere. But again, that'll be a completely normal corrective move in the markets. That's be healthy, give you an opportunity to put some capital to work. So again, this is where you want to start storing a little bit of extra cash. Kind of build up a little bit of a war chest, and that way when you have an opportunity, you'll have some cash to put to work. The problem for most people that do buy and hold investing, that type of stuff, it works great as long as markets are rallying, but as you continue to dollar cost average in, you're buying at higher prices, but when the markets do correct, you don't have that opportunity to invest a lot of cash at better valuations. And that's the opportunity you'll get. So have a little bit of cash on hand to take advantage of some of those areas that stocks you've been wanting to buy that have been too overpriced. You're going to get an opportunity to buy those cheaper at some point. So that's what you need to know before the bell this morning.